The rain had come, soft and warm, in the hour after dusk, as it always did in the Fract of Talan's reach. It fell upon the cistern domes like a practiced hand brushing harp strings. In the low stone temple by the archive spire, a single candle flickered behind etched glass. The script upon the window read, "In Certitudo, Pax, in certainty, peace." Inside, Brother Vanille knelt beside the great reader stone, its surface pulsing faintly with red lines of residual ink, as if the stone still breathed its truth from centuries past. A man approached, cloaked and mud-splashed, carrying sorrow in his shoulders. "You are Vanille," the man said, "Scriptor-Priest of the Reach?" Vanille stood. "I am, and you are burdened." The man nodded. "My daughter's name was Elia. The Archivum said she would cross into summer, that she would live to see her child grow. She died last week. She was 17. Vanille's hands folded quietly before him. "Come, sit." They sat beneath the ironwork of the reader stone. The candle made their faces old and young in turn. "Then it was not true," the man said. "The ledger lied." "No," Vanille said softly, "but the ledger is not always fully written." The man gave a dry, joyless laugh. "That sounds like a priest's trick." "Perhaps," said Vanille, "but answer me this. Before you came to the Archivum, when you believed the world random and cruel, did you feel safer?" "No," the man said, "but at least I had no illusions." Vanille tilted his head. "And yet, you came to the Archivum. You requested a reading. Why?" The man hesitated. "Because I wanted to know. I wanted to believe that maybe there was order." Vanille nodded. "Exactly. Even if you doubt it now, you were drawn to certainty. So is all mankind. We are creatures made of questions. Where will the food come from? Will the floods return? Will I be happy if I choose her? To know is to survive. To predict is to control. Even your ancestors divined entrails and stars in desperate hope to outwit tomorrow. But what use is a future that may not be?" the man asked bitterly. Vanille stood and moved to the reader stone, laying a hand upon its warm shell. "Because most futures hold, and when they do, people live better, with more intention, less fear. Think of the farmers who no longer plant in vain, the lovers who choose their partners wisely, the child whose gift is recognized before it's wasted." "But doesn't it also take freedom?" the man asked. "If you know what will happen, aren't you trapped by it?" Vanille smiled faintly. "Let me offer you something. There is a difference between a cage and a compass. The future is not your master. It is a path. Knowing it does not prevent you from walking another, only from walking blind." He paused. "There is a truth known by the deeper scribes," he said carefully, "that people do resist their fates. Sometimes the ledger says, 'This shall be,' but the soul says otherwise. And when the two clash, the ink bleeds. We call it anomaly. Others call it rebellion. But to resist fate, one must first know it. Else, you rebel against shadows." The man sat in silence. Vanille reached into a box beside the altar and handed him a small scroll. "This is not your daughter's full script. That would dishonor the seal. But this is a phrase I was allowed to share." The man unrolled it. In fine ink, "Her life shall bend the life of another. in a way neither shall understand until the third echo. What does it mean? Veniel smiled. I do not know. That is yours to discover. Or perhaps to become. The candle fluttered in a draught. Thank you, the man said finally. Even if this is all nonsense, it is beautiful nonsense. Veniel bowed his head. Most truths are. And outside the rain fell with the patience of prophecy, soaking the red-tiled roofs of the Fract and watering the seeds of futures not yet inked.